Hey guys, Michael from Fire and Brilliance, and as I had mentioned to you in our previous episode that moving forward in the next couple of weeks to possibly even the next couple of months, I'm going to have a more in-depth, detailed breakdown of the colored stones for you. Okay, so if you are in the market and if you're doing your research and you want to make sure that you're purchasing the right gemstone, then definitely tune in. In today's episode, I will be comparing the pros and cons between a pink sapphire, a red ruby, and a red topaz. So if you're looking for a pinkish or reddish hue gemstone, then you definitely want to check this episode out. All right, so right before I get into it, I just want to make sure if you've been following our channel, and if you're new to the channel, then make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, and especially if you've been watching our channel for a while, definitely support us. It helps the algorithm once you hit that like button. That being said, I'm going to get right into it for you. The first gemstone that I want to go over in this comparison video in more depth is the red blazing topaz. Now, the red blazing topaz is a gorgeous gemstone. It's again a silicate mineral. It's made of a silicate mineral, which makes up about 90% of the Earth's crust. It's a gorgeous red, it's blazing red, and it's quite popular. The pros is this: on a Mohs scale of out of 10, what is a Mohs scale? Basically what it is, is it measures the hardness of a gemstone, from 1 being the least and 10 being the most. Now, out of 10, a red topaz measures at an 8, which basically means that's relatively durable. It also has a beautiful color, a reddish blazing red color. And mind you, again, topaz is very, very popular because it has many different colors. In this episode, we're only going over the red topaz, okay? It's called the red blazing topaz. When comparing to red sapphires or in other words, rubies, or pink sapphires, or even pinkish or reddish diamonds, the red topaz is significantly less in price. So if you're looking for a red gemstone that is just as gorgeous, that's very durable, if you're looking for something that is a little more budget friendly, then one of the pros of going with a red stone is to choose a red topaz. If that is something that you want, you can definitely wear it for everyday wear. You won't feel as bad if the stone is scuffed, or if you have to replace it for some reason, only because the price point is not as high as that of a sapphire or a diamond. Right, the durability is an 8 out of 10. Is still very durable, but it may get scuffed over time due to the fact that it's not a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. So the pros again is that it's budget friendly. It's a beautiful red. It's an 8 out of 10, and it can be worn on many different pieces of jewelry, such as an engagement ring or a regular ring, earrings, pendants, or bracelets, or any other piece of jewelry that you wish to wear. Now, that being said, let me go over the cons. Now, the con of a red topaz, obviously, is not as hard as a sapphire or a diamond. It has a higher accelerated normal wear and tear due to the durability, and on top of that, it's not considered a precious gemstone. A precious gemstone is, or at least in the traditional definition, are diamonds, rubies, emeralds, and sapphires. So it's in the semi-precious gemstone category. The next stone that I want to go over is called a pink sapphire. It's made of a mineral called corundum. All right, and on a Mohs scale, it's a 9 out of 10. So the durability is very high. Obviously, it's not as high as a diamond, but a 9 out of 10 is basically second best, other than if you're to compare it to a moissanite. But if you want to purchase a natural gemstone, although a pink sapphire is also available in lab, it's basically, if you are referring to just naturals, then it's a 9 out of 10, which is second best in only diamonds. Now, that being said, it's very durable relative to other pink gemstones in the marketplace, such as pink morganites, pink tourmalines, pink quartz or topaz. Why does this matter? Well, it matters because if you want to maintain the beauty of the gemstone, if you want to deal with less abrasions and scuffs over time by wearing your jewelry, if you want to pass it down as an heirloom and you wish to maintain the beauty and the shine and the value, then the durability should definitely be considered when you are purchasing a gemstone. So Pink Sapphire is actually very popular in the marketplace. It's looked upon as one of the more valuable precious gemstones, or sapphires in general, but since we're referring to pink sapphires, that it's definitely considered one of the more valued precious gemstones, especially in the colored gemstones category. That being said, another pro is that it's obviously pink. It's available in many other colors, but it's also available in pink. It holds its value better than most colored gemstones, especially if you're referring to natural pink sapphires, and obviously it can be also worn in engagement rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and other rings as well. So those are the pros. Okay, so the cons of a pink sapphire, and this could be a good or bad thing just depending on how you look at it. It's pricier than most colored gemstones, especially if you're referring to a natural, or if you're trying to purchase a natural pink sapphire, but at the same time it holds its value better. So again, it could be a good thing or bad thing, so I wouldn't really put that in a cons category. But if I had to choose a con, it's not as budget friendly, but if you do purchase it, then it holds its value better over time. That being said, let me go ahead and move on to my next gemstone. It's called a red ruby. Okay, if you haven't seen my breakdown on a ruby, definitely check it out. I'll provide it in the icon above so you could quickly have a quick link to it. But that being said, a red ruby is basically the same as a sapphire. It's made of corundum. Okay, everything that's made of corundum other than red is called a sapphire, but if it's completely red or deep red, then it's called a ruby. So the pros and cons of a ruby is very similar to that of a pink sapphire. On the Mohs scale, it's a 9 out of 10 in terms of hardness. So it is very hard compared to that of its other market alternatives. It's very durable, and again, it's important if you want to maintain the beauty over time. If you want to pass it down as an heirloom, or you want it to hold its value over time, then you want to make sure that it's durable, because if you decide to sell it later on, or if you decide to pass it down later on with a higher value, obviously the condition in which it's in is very important. So the durability matters. It does not necessarily mean that it can't be scuffed. It does not necessarily mean that it won't have abrasions over time. It's really dependent on how it's worn. Again, it varies highly on how it's worn, so don't go out and abuse your jewelry and expect it not to break down, right? So definitely wear it and be careful with your jewelry, and then it'll definitely be more durable that way. Okay, that being said, the color is a deep red. It's a gorgeous red. The terminology of the traditional jewelry world, many very high expensive red rubies called pigeon blood, and that's the red color that you want for a very high-end ruby. It's more commonly accepted as a precious gemstone. It holds its value more so than other colored gemstones. It's extremely popular all over the world. Most people will recognize a red ruby. It's definitely considered one of the 4 precious gemstones, which are diamonds, rubies, sapphires, and emeralds. And it can also be worn in many types of jewelry, from earrings, pendants, bracelets, and rings. Now, again, the cons, similar to that of a pink sapphire, depending on how you look at it, is that it can be very expensive, especially if you're looking for a very high-end ruby, a very high-end natural ruby. The good news is that in today's world, the modern world, you could purchase that as a lab-created, lab-grown, versus a natural, but it's really up to you. If you want to purchase a natural, very high-end, then it can get very expensive. However, the flip side of that is that it also holds its value better over time as well. So that you can see it as a good or bad thing. So those are the 3 gemstones that I wanted to really break down and provide you more of an in-depth understanding, especially if you are in the market looking for a gemstone with a pinkish or reddish hue. And there you go. That's the comparison between a red topaz, a red ruby, and a pink sapphire. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Let me know if I've covered all the pros and cons so that you can decide if you are in the market looking for a reddish to pinkish hue gemstone. Okay, that being said, we will continue to cover more in-depth episodes just like this one of colored gemstones from greens and blues and purples and all of the colors moving forward. So if you definitely want me to cover something specific, definitely leave it in comments below. That being said, we are available on Facebook, Instagram, as well as TikTok. So give us a follow, and again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. And I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.